It is a matter of very old times. A king ruled over a country. In his time there was prosperity and happiness everywhere. In the city of that king there lived a young man. That young man's name was Alim, who was very learned, wise and intelligent. Alim was a very good person. He considered it his duty to help everyone. He treated everyone happily. He was very fond of books. He used to do whatever he got time, but he had a very strange habit. He used to dream day and night while sleeping that he became the king of that country. You also know that you can never become a king. After listening to Man, Alim said, "Man, why are you saying such things? After all, why can't I become a king? What is the difference between me and the king? He is also a human being like me." The man explained to him that we are poor people and the poor have no right to become a king. No one can become a king. Alim also ignored Man's words and he was busy dreaming of becoming a king. He did not fulfill this dream of his. He not only told this to his men but also mentioned it to everyone he knew. People, thinking it to be a madman's dream, smiled and became silent. After some time, the fame of his dream started spreading everywhere. Where four people would stand together, they would start talking about this dream of Alim. The news of this dream reached the ears of the king as well. The king ordered Alim to present himself in his court. The messengers ran, and after a while, Alim was brought before the king. The king looked at Alim with deep eyes, and then said, "I have heard that you are dreaming of becoming a king and you keep telling people about it." Alim bowed his head and said, "Your Majesty, you have heard the dream, but why did you see this dream? Don't you understand that becoming a king is not very difficult? Sitting on the throne is the right of only the king's son, and you say that you should not have any relation with the royal family and you come and become the king. I know all this for a long time, but kings are also human beings like me. All humans are equal, so we both are born in the same way. Similarly, we are equal. So why is it necessary that the throne should go only to his son and not to anyone else?" After listening to this from Alim, the king could not come up with any answer. He kept thinking silently for a while. Then he said to Alim, "Your words touch my heart. If you want to become the king of this world, if you want to make your dream come true, then you will have to fulfill my 4 conditions, out of which 3 are 2 questions which are necessary to answer, and Jyoti is the condition of lotus which you will have to fulfill. If you fulfill these 4 conditions, then you can get my crown." After listening to the words of the king, a smile started playing on Alim's lips and he said, "I have read many books and there is no such question in this world whose answer I do not know, and there is no such question which a person cannot complete," the king said. "Then listen. Imagine my first question. I have a box inside which there is another box, and inside that there is another box. It is the third one. The box is made of a strong metal, but when that metal box was opened, nothing was taken out from inside it. What does it mean?" The second question is that if someone dreams that 2 cups full of mushrooms are kept in a golden bowl, one of them contains sweet syrup and the other contains poison, what does it mean? And the third question is that if my daughter princess has a silver plate in which a male doll and a female dolls are kept, and a silver ring is lying between them, then what would the meaning of these things be? After answering these 3 questions, your task will be to build such a magnificent tower which is unmatched in its beauty and strength. There is no time limit to complete these tasks. You can complete them in 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, or 3 years. I don't have any problem. When You complete the task, the throne and the crown will be yours. When the king completed his sentence, Alim said, Your Majesty, it is not difficult for me to answer the questions you have asked me. I don't have time. There is no need for that. Now I will tell you the answers to these questions. Your first question is about a metal box which is inside a bigger box, and that bigger box itself is inside another bigger box, and when that metal box is opened, then nothing comes out from inside it. By box inside the box you mean the royal treasury, and the reality is that the treasury is empty because of this time. In the second question, you asked about 2 cups, in which inside one cup there is sherbet, which is sweet, and in the other cup there is bitter poison. Both these cups are kept on a golden plate. This golden plate is your royal throne, and by sherbet, you mean the sweetness and affection of your health. By poison, you mean the firmness of the king's hand. Without this, it is not possible to maintain a strong mind. In the third question, you have asked which princess has kept 2 dolls in a necklace and in between them there is a silver ring. Your Majesty, this is a message that the princess has reached the marriageable age and is now going to leave for her home. She wants to settle here, but you have forgotten your responsibilities and royal duties. Hearing this strange statement from Alim, the king could not say anything due to surprise. All the courtiers and ministers present in the court were stunned. They could not imagine that a person would be able to answer these difficult questions so easily and so quickly. After some time, Alim spoke again. But that magnificent tower, for which you expressed your desire, will take time to be built. Now allow me to go and start the work of fulfilling the 4th condition. Yes, now you are allowed to go. The king was worried. He told his wife what had happened in the court today. She said, My son, every rooster is a lion in its box, and the king's box is its throne. It should not happen that it harms you. Therefore, give up your impossible desire of becoming a king. Do not say that nothing is impossible in this world. Only courage is needed. Saying this, Alim left the house and reached his master so that he could consult him on how he could build such a tower, which is famous for its beauty and is also the best in terms of strength. No one can do this work alone. Alim's teacher replied that you should contact all your relatives and friends because you will need a lot of help to build this tower. Alim followed the advice of his teacher and contacted every person he knew because he himself used to help everyone, so everyone agreed to help him. Some people gave him stones and other materials. Many people agreed to work with him as masons and laborers. With everyone's hard work day and night, this tower was completed in 3 months. On the other hand, it would not be completed and he would give up the dream of becoming a king. But when he reached the king's court after 3 months and told the king that he has fulfilled 34 conditions and has built a tower as rich as he wanted, now it is the king's turn to fulfill the promise. The king was shocked to hear this. He stood at his place. He got up even though he didn't want to and went to build the tower. All the ministers were also with him. The tower was exactly what he wanted. He had given such a magnificent tower and asked him how he did all this. First of all, a man should understand what he can do, and then he should understand how others help him. When everyone works together, the work becomes easy. Now the king realized how can he save his life from Alim. Alim fulfilled the wish that he had kept. After thinking for a while, he decided to kill Alim in such a way so that no one suspects him. Then he said to Alim, "Very good, I am ready to make you the king, but all this will happen in a very big feast in which there will be a lot of people. On the day of the feast, the banquet hall of the royal palace would be packed with people. The king was sitting on his throne on the table of Shahi with sherbet in golden plates, and he gave Alim a place on a big chair equal to him. The cup that the royal Munazim had offered to Alim had the sherbet mixed with the king's juice. When Alim picked up his cup, the person sitting in front of him had told him before coming in front of him that, son, be careful, this is not something that the king will hand over to you so easily. Alim remembered the words of his teacher, and evading everybody's eyes, he replaced his cup of poisonous sherbet with the king's cup lying on the table in front of him. It was a coincidence that the king noticed his trickery before he could do anything. Alim got up from his seat and, addressing all the guests of the party, he said in a loud voice that it is my wish that in today's party the king should be the first to take a sip from his cup. After that, all of us will drink this sherbet. Everyone started expressing their liking for Alim's conspiracy. The king was badly trapped in his own trick. He understood that he had to save himself from Alim's intelligence and cleverness. It is impossible, and with a sad heart he said that today in this feast I announce in front of everyone that I will get my daughter Shahzadi married to this young man Alim, and I declare him as my heir, and he will be my king. Everyone started clapping in happiness. After that, Alim got married to the princess, and everyone started living happily. In this way, Alim got the title of king of a country with his youth.